I don't like this tag. Do I mention salon centric? Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Shelley Gregory and I'm here from Las Vegas. We're in New York City at the L'Oreal Professionnel Soho Academy, and I'm bringing you some Pastelage today from L'Oreal's new colorful hair line. It is launching September 1st at Salon Centric. This is the catalog. This is a model I got to do in New York in January, which was super exciting. There are 6 colors and 1 clear. These are the colors, and I used the whole palette on my model, Sophia, today. Thank you for coming, Sophia. And Alex is assisting me today from Las Vegas as well. So I started yesterday. She had virgin hair. I'll show you a picture. This is the technique of the foils that I did. And you can see her natural level 7 hair right here. And I did super baby thin slices with Platinum Plus Blondor with 30 volume and Smart Bond. And then in between the foils, the left out pieces, her ends, I did a teasy highlight and I lifted her to a level 10. As you can see, she lifted so nice and her hair's super healthy still. This isn't even toned. But I did do a shadow root. If you lean down, I did Dia Light with equal parts 8N and 713 with 6 volume. And I left that on for about 15 minutes. Because I wanted it to be a really soft grow out, so her maintenance is really low. And I just wanted to be more approachable for your clients and not to be scared to do this on someone that's just highlighted. You don't have to bleach them to the root and get extreme with it. So I'm going to start her sectioning in the very back here. I mixed all of the colors with clear. What I do is I put the clear in the bowl, so it starts out like this with all that clear, and then I add whatever color that I'm doing. So this one, for example, is the Caribbean blue. Probably 1 part Caribbean blue to 8 parts clear. And I'll write down all the formulas for you guys if you want to know my exact measurements. I usually do it on dry hair because I like my sectioning to be really, really clean to see where I'm going. But you can also apply colorful hair on wet hair, which is awesome. So if you're in more of a rush. It only has to stay on for about 15 or 20 minutes. And I'm doing diagonal back sections starting at her hairline. About ½ sections. And you can see her highlights. They're heavy, but because I blended it with a shadow root, it's a really soft grow out. Really natural, even though we're going to make her a rainbow. So I'm going to start with the violet color.
Shelley,
yes.
Stephanie wants to know what color line you're using.
This is L'Oreal Professionnel Colorful Hair. It's brand new, you guys. It's just being released in the US. It's really exciting. I feel so lucky that I get to use it and show you guys some techniques. So I just came up with this today, the little bowl of clear you guys saw. I'm using it just to dip her ends in, and then I'm bringing down my other mixture into that. So they don't have to have as many bowls. And just really blend it together with your hands, saturate it and emulsify it a little bit even to make sure you can see that violet going all the way to the ends. I'm gonna add a little more. And I'm doing it in the order of a rainbow. So I'm starting with the violet, going to the navy, then to the teal, then to the coral, and then to the light pink and the darker pink, the magenta. Where's my little, and I like to keep a towel on my tray to wipe my hands in between. Making the sections really diagonal and sharp like this is gonna make for a softer fall. If I would do horizontal, when it fell, you could see those hard lines. Little New York City siren action for you all.
You're getting lots of love. Anna and Christine are obsessed with your technique. They love how light you got your model.
Thank you.
They want to know what products you use for your foliage technique.
So I used Blonde Studio Platinum Plus with 30 volume and Smart Bond. And I really watched her foil. So when I got to the front, this was already ready to start rinsing. And then putting the clear on the ends again to really saturate that. And it's gonna make it look like kind of faded blue jeans. Really, really soft.
Anna from Italy wants to know how
Hi, Anna.
long did it take to pre-lighten your model?
Alex, how long did it take us yesterday?
We started at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. We were here for 7 hours.
Yep.
7 hours.
Because her hair is so fine and I wanted to keep it in really good shape, I went really slow. Because when this all fades out, what she's left with is what she's going to live with every day. So I want it to be beautiful. Okay, so for those of you just joining us, I did a foliage and I'm making a pastelage technique, doing diagonal subsections going forward, starting off her hairline 1/2 inch. And I'm using L'Oreal Professionnel Colorful Hair that's being launched at Salon Centric on September 1st. So I started with the Caribbean blue, and then I put some clear on her ends without having to mix an extra formula or an extra bowl, and then just feeding it into that on her really light ends. So she started with virgin hair yesterday, and it took us, what did we decide?
7 hours.
About 7 hours to get her this light, because her hair's so long and she has a lot of hair. And Sophia was so patient and graceful, and her hair's super healthy, because she believed in me. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to my favorite color. This is the Sunset Coral. I have a little bit in my hair right here. I'm obsessed. These colors are so conditioning and smooth. You can put them on wet or dry hair, and they only have to stay on for 15 minutes. I'm doing it on dry hair because I want to see really clean sectioning and see where I'm putting it, because I'm doing a certain technique.
So Max wants to know why you're applying your colorful hair in the sections that you're taking.
So I'm doing diagonal forward sections because if I did horizontal, when it fell, it would be very harsh lines, like not soft. I wanted the really soft look. When I turn Sophia around, you'll be able to see how that looks. Most of my work, if you guys follow me, Shelley Gregory Hair on Instagram, is really, really soft. I just like the lighter side of these colorful rainbows that I do. I like the pastel look. I like it to be able to fade back to the blonde they came in with, and then they can change it or they can just keep their blonde. It's more versatile, I think, that way when you dilute it a lot with the clear.
Ashley wants to know how long do these colors last?
Depending on the depth of the color, so if you did the violet pure right out of the tube, it could last 12 washes. The way I dilute it, usually 4 to 6 washes, which is what I prefer because I want them to come back with their blonde hair next time and be able to do it again, or like I said, just have blonde. This is the...
wants to know, do you always work with an assistant when applying colorful hair?
No, not always, because my assistant doesn't always travel with me, but it does save me and my client a lot of time, and I just feel like I'm way cleaner that way.
Anna wants to know, is there any bleeding when you use colorful hair? Do you have to use paper or foils to separate your sections?
So sometimes I use meshes, which is a clear kind of foam foil, which is made of plastic. say I was doing like a really dark navy or purple next to this light pink section, I would probably divide that just because by touching it would. But when these similars are so, I mean, these colors are so similar and they're all pastel, you're not going to have bleeding. And then when I wash, I use super cold water every time. Even my clients, I tell them when they go home, you have to use cold water. It's better for your hair anyways. It does not. Usually I could just do a normal highlight, which takes about 2 hours. But she had virgin, very long, thick hair.
And that included root shadow.
That included the root shadow, yeah. And a treatment. This way? You see now? Okay.
You're getting lots of love. We've got a big group of artists that are watching you from immersion, and Melinda says you look amazing.
Aw, thank you guys. I just got real nervous. This is the magenta with a lot of clear. So I'm bringing it down about halfway and then putting the clear on the ends. Okay, her hair is going to touch the floor. This is why it took 7 hours to lighten her. And then just really blending it in together. But always make sure you wipe your hands in between. And I want to be able to see that transition of color. You can see that. The darker to lighter. Okay, now I'm starting over again, going back to the violet color since I went through all the colors. A 1/2 inch section. Really, really clean. You can see, and really angled. That's how you're going to get those soft blends. So I've been doing hair for 15 years and I wasn't doing these colors till about 2 years ago. I saw this beautiful pastel rainbow on someone's head and I just had to replicate it, and I did it on someone, and I don't know how I got so lucky, but it went viral. It was on Cosmopolitan, Huffington Post, Pop Sugar, and my Instagram kind of blew up. So from there I was addicted, and now I can't stop doing them, and it's kind of changed my life, trying it. Or else I would have never maybe tried it, because I mostly do blondes, but that's the perfect base to put these pastel colors on.
John wants to know, how far down did you blend your root shadow?
I did 1 inch. And I also left out her hairline to get that nice bright blonde money piece. At the very end, I kind of just like tapped her base to soften the line of the highlight. But yeah, only about 1 inch down. You can see it throughout her head. 1-3 Dia light with 6 volume.
Adriana wants to know, how did you build your business with colorful hair?
Just posting about it and talking about it and experimenting with it. In the beginning, I didn't have any clients that were requesting this, but I put it out there. I started bringing models in the salon because I wanted to play with it, and I really, really am obsessed with hair, so I'll stay at the salon until 2 in the morning just to like get that extra braid, get that extra shot. And that putting that out there and clients seeing me and putting it in hashtags and luckily getting press from it, now I've gotten a good clientele from it. Yeah, so I'm feathering it down. Can you tilt a little bit, Sophia? See, I'm really like feathering it. I'm not going to the scalp. And you can see on this side, here, let me turn her, how I feathered it here. And you can still kind of see where the highlight is. and the root shadow. I didn't want to cover that up completely because these tones, because she is light, would kind of give it like a purple or pink shimmer depending on where I set it. I wanted you to be able to see that warmth of her root still.
Adriana wants to know, do you have any best practices or advice when taking pictures of your work?
So what changed everything for me was the lighting, getting a ring light, and just practice. Just be consistent and practice as much as you can. Play with editing. I like to use Afterlight is a favorite app of mine. And just trying to make the picture look as true to real life as you can. So even if you can't afford a ring light, I know they're pricey, use outside lighting. But make sure you go in the shade. Just really study it. That's what I did. I studied it. I studied the people that I admired and practiced. Depending on the depth of the color, it can last up to 12 shampoos. The more pastel colors last 2 to 4 shampoos, 6 shampoos. Make sure you tell your clients to use freezing cold water. I'll even tell them to sometimes wash it in the sink if they don't want to take a cold shower, which I understand. Sulfate-free shampoo is huge. That'll save you a lot of washes. So, this is the Caribbean blue. The Caribbean blue is kind of like a teal turquoise. And what's nice is it made, because she does have some yellow still left in her hair, it made like a minty blue. Will you find a minty piece, Alex, to show them how it made that? I take pictures on my phone camera. I have an iPhone 7 Plus, and it takes the best pictures.
Nick wants to know, what was your highlight sectioning pattern?
My highlight sectioning pattern was, I guess, what did I do? Diagonal forward, starting at the nape, and then it kind of went to a V. I can show you on a picture. It's at the beginning of this video too, but I'll show you again. So it went to the nape here, and then went to a V, and then I did a mohawk all the way forward, and then diagonal forward that way as well on her temple. Can you show that, Alex? My foil sectioning.
Vegas wants to know, did you backcomb or tease your sections when you were foiling?
Yes, my pieces in between the foil, because she had virgin hair, so the left out ends, I did a teasy highlight. I don't know if you can zoom out a little bit to show that. You can drop that section if you want. And I did paper thin slices. I didn't weave. But see these ones over that mohawk, those are my teasy sections. So I would say about every 4 to 6 foils, I would take those in between sections and tease them and put them in a foil with the same formula.
Vegas says that she loves you.
Vegas, you're supposed to be here. Come back to me. This is the sunset coral, and as you go up to the, here, you can lean down again, Sophia. Just keep following that triangle. Like, don't go into this section, keep in this section. And they're gonna marry each other once they're all rinsed out. So this only has to stay in for 15 to 20 minutes. I've even only left it in for 5 or 10 minutes, and it's still pretty vibrant. It doesn't have to sit for a half hour. It doesn't have to go under heat. It's really easy.
Michelle wants to know, do these colors bleed onto each other?
They don't, because I diluted them so much with clear that they wouldn't. But if I diluted one with clear, like a pastel pink, and then I put a navy blue or a purple next to it, I would separate it with a mesh sheet. But they typically don't, and then when rinsing, just make sure you use really cold water. Yeah, even when you're rinsing this color, the water doesn't turn color. So say these ends are sitting in the water while you're rinsing it, it's not gonna have like this mucky brown or, you know, dark blue water that's gonna mess up all the other ends. It rinses clear.
Michelle also wants to know, do all the colors have the same processing time?
They do.
How long would you process your model's hair for?
I processed her other side for 20 minutes, but you could do it in 15 too. It's conditioning, so the longer you leave it on, it doesn't really make a difference. It's really shiny and even. And just really smooth to work with. It feels like I'm putting on a gloss right now. It doesn't stick at all. You don't have to like punch it in like other direct dyes I've used. It just kind of glides over and saturates. So I'm teaching a class here in 2 weeks, September 10th and 11th at the L'Oreal Academy. It's called Chasing Rainbows, and I'm going to be teaching, I might teach this technique. I'm teaching a couple other techniques though too, using colorful hair. And you can register at lbregister.com, right? Yeah, lbregister.com. Or you can go to my Instagram and click on the profile too. There's a link in there. I'm so excited. We're going to do a day of demo, and I'm also going to talk about social media, and then the second day is going to be hands-on. Okay, now we're going to move to her front.
Anna wants to know, when you're done applying,
Yeah.
do you shampoo or condition with?
It depends. So since I highlighted her, she was already shampooed, and I just rinsed and conditioned. If they're coming in with dirty hair and you're putting this on dirty hair, then I would do a really light shampoo and condition. So the front here on her hairline, I did half-inch section again about. Diagonal forward, and I'm going to start with the violet color again. And then I'm putting clear on the ends to dilute it without having to mix a whole other bowl of color, since I already have 7 bowls here. And I usually have a damp towel. You can use a dry towel too, but I like it damp in case I get a little on her skin. You can just kind of blot that off. How do I use the color order that I'm going in? So my placement, how do I decide my placement? To me, it's just really how you're inspired, and that's what's so fun about this. It's art. You don't have to go exactly like a foil, everything perfectly sectioned, even though I like perfect sections because I'm OCD. It doesn't have to be. It's more just visually in my head how I want to see the hair lay. So it's kind of your own canvas.
Amanda wants to know, how do you decide how far to pull the color down before you add clear?
How I decide how far to pull the color down is, you can see her natural in here still. If you see on this piece, see a lot of her natural still left in there. So I'm pretty much pulling the color down to that and then adding the clear here because I want the ends to be very pastel. You can see here how it's more saturated and then gets lighter to give the pastelage look. So this color is actually navy blue, but just a little bit and a lot of clear. And it's cool, it makes more of a denim-y blue color. I didn't intermix any of the colors today. I normally would, but I wanted you guys to really see what it looks like true to tone, even though there's a lot of clear. But I just really wanted to showcase all the colors since they're brand new. You can see it's almost like a swatch chart right here.
Anna wants to know if you were going to remove colorful hair.
Yeah.
How would you do it?
So that's another reason I love putting clear, is because it usually fades out on its own. When I do have to remove it, Ephisol has been the best result for me. Shampooing the hair and putting on the Ephisol, it depends on how light they want it. It depends on so many things. The condition of their hair is so important. So I try to just have them wait it out and shampoo as many times as I can. Even if they're using hot water to shampoo, maybe more evasive shampoo, I don't know what I would recommend. I haven't had to do that luckily yet because it fades out so nice. The colors don't fade to weird, mucky browns or greens or golds. They fade out true to tone and then just go to maybe like a more, a darker blonde. But with the pastels, they fade to the blonde that she started with. If you have a client come in for a consultation of this and you feel like their hair's a little wrecked or over porous, just send them home and pre-treat it before they come in. Send them home with a mask, maybe even do a treatment before they come in again or during their consultation. I like to use the new Siri Enforcer. Have you guys tried that yet? It has the biotin and the B6. We cannot keep it on our shelves at the salon. We're hoarding it in our station so we can sell it to our clients. But it's so good. I use it on myself, and I pretty much tell everyone they have to have it. Will you show them which treatment that is, the color of the tube? Alex, thank you.
Nancy wants to know if you always do a consultation first before providing the service.
Do I usually do a consultation before providing the service? If it's someone I've never met, yes. I highly recommend that. You need to look at their hair before you get into a color correction situation that you didn't even know you were signing up for, so you have to know what to block out on your schedule. But if it's a client, a regular, then I usually know their hair and I know what I need to do. But I highly recommend a consultation because you also need to be honest with them. And I'm going to talk about that in my class a lot too, because consultation is everything. It can make or break you. And you don't want to tell a client you can have this and it's going to last for 6 months. You need to be upfront and honest that it's going to fade. It's not forever, it's temporary. The steps they need to go through to maintain it and to keep their hair healthy and how long it's going to last. Just all the things. I sometimes send home instructions on a Post-it note with my client with how to take care of it.
Terrence wants to know who makes Enforcer.
Who makes Enforcer? L'Oreal Professionnel. At lpregister.com. You can sign up there, and you can also just go to my profile on Instagram, Shelley Gregory Hair, and click the link in the bio.
Linda also wants to know, have you ever used sun-kissed lightning oil to remove colorful hair?
I haven't. Has anyone else out there used sun-kissed lightning oil to take direct dye out? Because I haven't tried it yet. Can you tell me if you have so I can try that? So I can know if it works? No, because you tried it and?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah. Right out.
Okay, so it works, guys. Sun-kissed lightning oil. Laura Gibson shared that little tidbit.
Gibson taught me that one.
She might know what she's talking about. I just use the Caribbean blue, right? Is it Caribbean blue? Yeah. Diluted with clear. And then I also added clear on the ends to dilute it more without having to mix another bowl of color.
Michelle wants to know when clients shampoo this at home, do the colors run together?
When the clients shampoo this at home, no, because they're using cold water, like they were instructed. so it is not going to run together. If they used hot water, it wouldn't either. It would just fade faster. I do tell them to get a darker towel just in case, because I don't want to ruin their towels or be responsible for that, but you could use a light towel and it'd be okay. So now I'm using the Sunset Coral, and that one I'm taking all the way through. I'm not putting clear on the end for this, because it's pretty pastel already. I want to know where everyone is from that's watching this. Can you guys tell me? Because it's your Monday, it's your day off. Thank you for watching me on your day off. Getting educated on your day off, that's what I like to do.
Miguel wants to know how you decide how much clear you add to your formulas.
So I'll use a paper towel and kind of mix it like this to see how it's, I know the hair is going to have yellow on it, so I always take that into account because the hair is not going to be white when you paint on there, but I mix it like this so I can kind of see the tone it's going to be. So this came straight from the bowls that I'm putting on her hair. You can see how similar it is. It just warms up a little bit because she has yellow still left in her hair. I didn't pre-tone her. I like the blonde more raw when I'm putting pastels on.
All right, you've got people from Ohio and Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hershey,
Utah.
Pennsylvania.
You have someone from Istanbul.
Oh my
You
gosh.
have North Carolina, Knoxville, Tennessee, San Francisco. Got people from all over
Yay.
the world.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Florida, Delaware.
Can you guys all come
Texas.
to New York for my class too and join me? I want to meet you in person, please.
They're giving you all lots of love and encouragement, and they love your technique.
Thank you. I wanted to create something really simple because sometimes you look at these colors, which I did in the beginning, and it scared me really bad. I was just lucky enough to have a friend I work with let me play with her hair, but I was really scared. So if someone did a really complicated technique to get there, I don't think I would even try it. So I think this is simple enough, mapped out, using one color for each section, not putting a bunch of them together where it's more approachable. And you can try it without being scared, even if you're a beginner. This is the pink sorbet, and I'm also just pulling this all the way to the end without adding the clear because it's pastel.
Rachel wants to know, can you use colorful hair on any client?
You can use colorful hair on anyone. They just need to be pre-lightened to the level, like if you're doing pastel, it needs to be a level 10. If you're doing a dark purple, it could probably be a level 7 or 8. It just depends on what color they want to be. But yeah, you can use it on anyone. It's basically conditioner, so it's not going to hurt their hair.
So Christine is super excited and she wants to know where she can register for your class.
Christine, please go to lpregister.com to register for my class, Chasing Rainbows, or go to Instagram, Shelley Gregory Hair, and you can click the link on my bio. And I hope I see you there, Christine. It's going to be so fun. I have a lot of little fun activities for people to do. I just want it to be inspiration, but also the techniques that I use in the salon. And I want to share how I got to L'Oreal teaching at the academy, which is like pinch me, people. I can't believe this is happening. And also my social media, business, whatever you want to know.
Anna wants to know, like, if colorful hair is easy to apply.
It's really easy to apply. It's really silky this way. You don't have to really like push it hard into the hair. It just really glides through. It's kind of buttery, but it feels like conditioner. Or if you guys use Smart Bond, the number 2 solution, that really creamy solution, how it just like detangles the hair, that's how it feels.
User Disney Chick wants to know, how do you shade the colors together?
She wants to know how I blend the colors together on each piece of hair. So just like you're watching, just get a lot of product on there and then kind of push it in like this. And I'll even sometimes, if I'm blending, you know, like I'm putting the clear on this right now because I want the ends to be a little lighter, just swiping that through. So you're really just like setting the color on there and then really working it in, because I am blending these two shades. But say I was going from violet to pink, then I would really be working that in. And I kind of even like check in between the sections so you don't get any holes. But this colorful hair, you don't really need to do that. It just, if you know you have enough product on there, you don't really have to work too hard.
And she also wants to know, if you were blending two different colors together, would you change your approach?
Yeah, so then I would make sure where the colors are meeting, then I'm really, you know, pushing it in like this, but not much more than what I'm doing now.
Wants to know, are these the colors straight out of the tube, or did you put together creative mixtures?
She wants to know, I used the colors that are in the palette, which is right here. These are all the colors they're coming out with, but I mixed them all with clear, even the pastel pink and the peach. I put clear with it. I put clear with everything. Even if someone's going to be dark purple, I add a little bit of clear in with it.
And Caitlin wants to know, how long do these colors last?
How long do these colors last? They last, depending on how dark they are. They could last up to 12 shampoos. The pastel colors last about 2 to 4 to 6 shampoos, depending on if they're following directions at home, which is use cold water, sulfate-free shampoo.
Ryan wants to know more about your class. He wants to come and wants to know what he'll learn.
Thank you for asking, Ryan. So if you come to my class, you're going to learn lightening techniques, kind of like what I taught today, different ways that I, you know, bleach retouch the scalp. So if they want to go really crazy rainbow, or like this with the shadow root, so a softer rainbow, a softer grow out. Also, I'm going to teach ways to apply the color, the colorful hair, and social media, business, and just tell you guys my story of how I got there. I named it Chasing Rainbows because that's what I kind of feel like not only your career is like, but your whole life. You're kind of just going after your dreams, and I just thought it went hand in hand with what I was doing with the colorful hair.
And where can Ryan register for the class?
You can register at lpregister.com, or you can go to my Instagram, Ryan, and go to my bio, and there's a link in my bio.
Selena wants to know, how do these colors wash out? How do they fade?
These colors fade to what they're. So purple is just going to fade to a lighter purple and then eventually fade to blonde. They fade really nice. They don't fade to a weird, mucky, in-between color. The color is always going to look nice. The client's not going to come back and want to cover it up. If anything, they're just going to want to do it again, brighter and more, probably.
Team wants to know, how long do you let these colors process for?
These colors can process, I mean, I've processed these colors for 5 minutes or 20 minutes. With her, I processed for 20 minutes. But I've even done it in the shampoo bowl for 5 minutes before. And it just gives like a nice little tint.
Adriana wants to know, how do you add a colorful hair service into your schedule? How much time do you book for?
It really, when you're adding this into your service, it just depends on the person's thickness. And it only has to process for that short amount of time I just said, so 20 minutes or less. It just depends on how long it takes you to put it on the head, what technique you're doing. If you're just doing one all over color of pink, then I'm only going to add about a half hour to my service. If I'm doing something like this, then it's almost like adding another highlight to my service. Okay, so I probably have like 3 more sections, and I'm keeping with the same rainbow, what's it called? Yeah, the color scheme, exactly. It's my scheme.
Do you follow the same color pattern throughout the head?
I followed the exact same pattern throughout the head. I just changed the direction that the hair is laying, but keeping it really diagonal, sharp sections, almost like you're making a triangle. Sometimes when I get to the top, if there's just like a little teeny corner left, I might go, I want that to be pink. Because you have to think of the way she parts her hair, where it's going to fall, how she styles it. So when it gets to around the face or the top section near their part, you can definitely change it up.
If you were booking Sophia in the salon,
Yeah.
how much time would you book her for?
If I was booking Sophia in the salon and she came to me with virgin hair down to her waist, I would probably see if she wanted to break up her service, because I don't want to rush anyone when I'm lightening them, especially with virgin hair. I want to be really gentle. So I'd probably say, let's do a day where you can come in and we're just lightening you, getting you to that perfect level in a healthy way, and then come back the next day. Or if they don't mind staying all day, which I do not mind staying all day because I just love that immediate gratification once it's light, then I would tell her to come back the next day if she doesn't have time, or, you know, kind of break it up if you can't get a client to stay all day with you, which I understand.
Michelle can't wait to see the end result. They want to see the other side when you're finished.
You guys have to wait. And then I'm going to post in the comments, I believe, right after we're done tonight. We're going to put it in the comments, pictures of her hair, and then also on my page. So this one is going to be coral. I'm finishing with my 2 favorite colors, coral and pink. And I'm bringing those all the way to the end. I'm not diluting them with clear at the end because they already are diluted with clear a little bit. You guys need to tell me what kind of style you want me to do on her, because usually I like to finish with a braid or a half up, half down, something. If anyone has ideas after I show you the finished on the other side, leave it in the comments. This is semi-permanent, so it's going to fade, it's going to come out, it's going to wash out. And ending with the fun pink. And I'm pulling the pink all the way to the end too. Even, like, I keep my sections all the same, even if it's just a teeny tiny section. All the same size.
All right. Know if you can use these colors on dark hair.
The hair needs to be lifted to level 7 or 8 to do the darker colors. If you want to do pastels, it needs to be a level 9 or 10, or else they're just not going to show up. They might shimmer in the daylight, but your client's not going to see it, so you need to pre-lighten them. Okay, let's turn her around. And that's what it's going to look like. And so you can see how it's just falls really, really soft. And you can see where I put the clear, how it dilutes it, and it makes it like a balayage, but with pastel colors. And it's cool because wherever she parts it, so if she wants a part in the middle sometimes, it's going to give that look. If she parts it a little farther over, it opens it up to these colors. It's really, it changes with how you style it and how you part it. Do you guys have any more questions?
They are absolutely loving it, and they want you to just do a quick recap of what you did and how you're going to style it again.
Okay, so she came in yesterday with level 7 virgin hair, very exciting, and we did a foiling technique, a foliage, if you will, where I did paper thin slices all over and then teasy highlights in between, so her ends would be completely lifted to a level 10. Shampooed, rinsed her, and then I blow dried her because I wanted to see my sections to be really clean. And then I mixed all the colorful hair colors right here, tested them on a piece of paper, and did all these, but blended it down to the end with clear. And I did diagonal sections back and then diagonal sections forward up here. And ta-da! Thank you guys for joining me. Follow me on Shelley Gregory Hair on Instagram and Facebook, and follow Salon Centric and L'Oreal Pro. Thank you, L'Oreal, for having me in Salon Centric. This was so fun. All right, and I hope to see you guys again.